Okay.
Yeah, and there's a guy named John as well. John is going to come on. John Backos.
Let's see. So who's 2495? Someone's on the phone. It's 2495.
Oh, that's, I think that's Julie.
Yeah, that's Julie, our friend Julie.
Hey, Julie. Oops.
But I don't know if she's.
Hi, I'm on mute, and I'm not on Zoom, but I can hear you guys.
Hey, hi,
Okay,
Julie.
girl.
Well, now we can't talk about you. No, just
I was waiting. I was sure it was going to happen.
yeah. How's your husband, darling?
Out of the hospital, not out of the woods.
Out of the hospital, but not out of the woods.
Yeah, and he's very, very, very exhausted and fatigued. And he didn't do surgery this time, so it's very, that's interesting to me. And I'm not going to say I'm worrying because I'm just letting God handle it, but
Yeah.
he's not on any medications or anything. He's just extremely exhausted, like his body just done for a bit.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
You bet.
So is there a way that I can give John a number to call in on? He's trying, he signed up for the class and he's trying to get it to come through. But what happened?
Look, did you get the email,
It's coming
Jeanette?
through email.
Look at your email reminder.
Yes,
No, look at yours and tell him.
I have it.
Sorry?
Oh, tell him what mine is.
The phone number's the same for everybody. Just look at your reminder. Did you
Okay.
get
He
the
can
email
join.
before the class?
No, he just signed up for the class just now. And so if I send him my email, can you get through my link?
Yeah. It's all the same link. You can send
Okay.
You can send that email to your whole team. Everybody gets on the same number.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, John, he probably won't get the instant email that fast.
He did sign up, but I'm gonna go ahead and send him my email.
Yeah, just send that to him and then he can log on his computer. Now, I see here, I think this is probably, is this Maria? It says Aldo right now. But I saw Maria with this last name. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Maria.
Yes.
Are you on Lori? Hi, are you on Lori and Rod's team?
I'm actually under Doug and Cam Gross.
Oh, okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. My husband's here too, Aldo.
Oh, hi,
Hello.
Aldo. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
And
Nice
where
to
do y'all
Nice
live?
to meet you too. Which
We are currently living in Walla Walla, Washington.
Oh, awesome. Love Walla Walla. I'm just up in Tri-Cities with Jeanette, so I'm not too far away at all.
Oh, okay. We couldn't get our work, so we are a black screen.
You were what again?
We couldn't get our camera to work, so we're just kind of a black screen.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, no problem whatsoever. I mean, I like to see your face. I definitely prefer that because then I can make eye contact with you, but we're just glad you're here, so welcome. So we'll give John just a second. I thought Lori and Rod told me there's someone they had coming on, another Marie coming on. So that's why I was just the tiniest bit confused.
Oh. Maria Smith, maybe?
Okay, and then Ashley's having a hard time too. Let me see. Hang on. Yeah, it was a Maria Smith.
Okay.
What just happened?
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, now you can see us. Better.
Oh, I lost
Yeah.
somebody. I wonder what I did.
Hmm.
I lost.
Oh, you lost Maria, the Munoz.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Munoz.
Maria and Aldo.
The whole time. Just hold it. There you are.
Oh, there's Aldo and Maria. Hello.
Now we're back.
We can see you now.
Back.
Hey.
We can see you.
Welcome.
That's awesome.
Hello, hello, hello. So,
There you go. Hello.
hello.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
You too.
Mhm.
How are you?
So is it Mario or what was his name that you came to our house?
Miguel?
Miguel?
Miguel. How's Miguel?
It's good. Doing
Good. Did that kind of blow him away? All those people?
a little bit. A lot.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well,
Yeah.
well, let me tell John the phone number. He can call
Your
in.
phone number, John. You can just call in.
If you
Join
You want to try that?
I can do it like this.
just hit the link. And
okay, 42.
Okay. Hold
The 35 number.
on. When you're ready.
Ashley, girl, you know how to get on here. What are you doing? Did you not get the reminder email?
Hmm. 9988.
Does he have Zoom on there already?
Okay.
'Cause there is a meeting ID if he has Zoom.
He's gonna need the color. He's gonna need the number.
Yeah, the phone number. Yeah, he's gonna call the. Yeah, go ahead and call the phone number, John.
And then it may ask you for.
No, it'll just
Well,
come right in. Yeah.
Oh, it should just pop you in.
Okay.
Okay, John.
Bye. Ashley is there. See Ashley. Hello.
Her microphone doesn't work very well
He looks
sometimes.
muted.
Okay. And then there's somebody at 435.
I might be able to. Hello, my friend. Who's at 435?
790.
Hey, that's Adelina Gallardo.
Oh, cool.
Hi. Whose team are you on?
I'm on Maria and Aldo's team, Underdog and Cam.
Awesome.
Awesome. And where are
Hear
you
your
at?
voice.
I love that name.
Oh, thank you.
Where are you from, darling?
I'm originally from Washington State, but we're down here in Utah. We've been here about 9 years now. So,
Oh, cool. What part of Utah?
Vernal, Utah, in the far northeast corner near Colorado.
Gotcha. I'm from Tree Mountain, which you have to go through to get to anywhere in Utah. So even though it's teeny tiny, you probably
Oh,
drive
yeah.
more times than you want to admit. So, yep, I'm from Utah.
Yeah, so you've driven through there many times.
I miss my mountains, but that's okay. I love it here. All right, welcome everyone. I'm so excited to have you. We're going to have so much fun. Who's ready to get their game face on and to sell some more Advocare? Woo! All right. I know Ashley and Zach just hate selling stuff.
Oh, Jeanette's got to get her cat.
Yeah, your baby over there. You should have seen what he was doing to Mom earlier today. Okay, let's get going. So let me find out real quick. Tell me who's been with the company more than a year? Who's been with Advocare more than a year? Okay. Who's been with the company more than 2 years? 2 years. Okay. So, Maria and Aldo, you guys are pretty new. How new are you guys?
Yeah, November was a year for us, so we're a little over a year.
Okay, awesome. And let's see. So, Maria Smith, did you find us? Sometimes, okay, Maria, just so you know, you can chat down here. Hello, everyone. Okay, there should be a little red bubble that pops out down at the bottom. Can you see that? Okay, so Maria, you can always chat down there if you would like. And just so you know, those of you on the phone, if you have background noise, it's better if you go to your home screen and mute yourself. If I mute you, you can't wave at me like the ones with cameras and they go, hey, Michelle, I gotta tell you something. Okay, so it's better if you mute yourself than I mute you. Does that make sense? Okay, because I want to hear you if you have something to add or question you have. All right, so tell me, what are some of your goals for the next 90 days with Advocare? What kind of things would you love to see happen with your business in the next 90 days? Zach, you're not shy. Come on, get us started. What do you and Ashley, or what do you and Alex, sorry, an A name. What do you and Alex want to see happen with your business in the next 90 days?
In the next 90 days, we would like to consistently make $3,000 a month consistently.
Awesome.
In the next 90 days. Yeah, so that we can knock off all of our debt and
Pay our bills.
And then from there, you know, I mean, if we're making 3 G's in 90 days, you know, that's only going to go up from there. So ultimately, by a year from now, we want to bring me home full time. So, but yeah, definitely 3 G's a month profit in the next 90 days.
Awesome. I like it. How about Maria and Aldo? What are your goals for the next 90 days?
Well, we want to at least make $1,000 a month
Okay.
the next 90 days, and you know, go up on that. And our goal too is in a year be able to bring my wife home with the kids.
Awesome.
And then from there on, obviously, I want to come home with my kids too and
Cool.
be a stay-home dad and help with do the
Cool.
same.
Do you both work full-time currently?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm kind of borderline part-time, full-time. I'm right about 30-hour mark.
Gotcha. Okay, sweet. Ashley, what are your goals for the next 90 days? I'll unmute you. Hang on, I got it. Oh, I just see. Okay, go for it.
The next 90 days, I'm right there with Alex and Zach, $3,000 a month, and now we're paying off that.
Awesome. I like it. Maria, so not Maria over here. Not Maria with husband. Maria Smith, can you hear me or chat with me? She must be just an observer. Okay, my friends in Utah, remind me. Who's my 435 friend? Oh, I'm so sorry. I know you're in Vernal. Remind me your name.
It's fine.
Oh, I know what it is.
Adelina.
Adelina. I knew that. Okay, forgive me.
Adelina.
What is your goal for the next 90 days?
In the next 90 days, I want to be able to achieve silver and just to open up and not be so shy of talking to people, getting more three-way phone calls.
Awesome. Okay. Perfect. All right. And 2495. So, Julie, what are your goals for the next 90 days?
Well, I wrote on a sticky note because I listened to my friend Michelle, my new friend Michelle, get to Ruby in 90 days. And I've been watching that video.
Ruby in 90 days.
Realistically, I go up $500 every week for the next 90 days in profit, and then get my husband on board to actually want to be a distributor, and he keeps making comments like every other day. So
Awesome.
that's our goal.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Very cool. Oh, we had John. Oh, there he is. Hello, John. How are you, my friend?
Can you talk to your computer?
Can you hear me? Hi, John.
Mm-hmm. He's talking to you.
Can you hear me, my friend? Where's
John?
Where's John
Oh,
from?
there he is.
Yeah, he's on there.
Can you hear us, John? Through your computer?
You might, sometimes if your volume's down on your computer or it's muted or something like that, sometimes you can't hear me.
Yeah, join audio.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to mute you for a second, Jeanette. Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight is how to talk to people about your business without pushing them away or without feeling like a salesperson, okay? Some of you have been on calls with me. So Ashley and Alex and Zach, they're very familiar with, I'm big on questions, right? Ask questions. Hey, John, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Yep, you can put down the phone now.
I can. Okay, Jeanette.
Away from the phone.
Bye.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Hello. Where are you from, John?
How are you?
Good, how are you?
From Kennewick.
Kennewick.
Good.
Okay, so you missed all the fun, but we've been talking about our 90-day goals. Do you happen to have a 90-day goal with Advocare?
Not right off the top of my head, no.
Okay, you think about it. I'm going to give you a minute, then I'll come back to you, okay? All right.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to talk about. As Jeanette and I have been talking about your businesses and what awesome things Advocare has for programs and what really goes well and good training you have, all of a sudden we've been discovering there's this little hole. We go, we're so excited, you love this product, you come up with your list of people, we go talk to them, but then we don't tell you how to go talk to them, okay? And so we're gonna give you a few ideas on how to go talk to them and turn more people that we talk to into customers and people who are now your business builders. So that's the goal, and we're going to give you this really awesome way to do it so that you don't feel like a salesperson, but you find people's needs and you're able to take really good care of the people that you talk to. So I think you're going to love this. And I even have, if the right one's not on my screen right now, but can you see this little thing? This is I deal with lots of companies, so this is Unique's. I have a screensaver for you with your 3 top questions for Advocare that you all can save to your phone. So you never sell vomit on anyone ever again. You're going to ask questions first. Some of you know what that means. The rest of you will know by the end of the call. Okay? So it's really cool. I got this really cool screensaver for you that my web design gal made up for me. Looks really awesome. It's got Advocare on it and everything. Okay. So one of the important things to remember is the #1 used word in the English language is the word I. People love to talk about themselves. And guess what? If you're talking about yourself and your product, they can't talk about themselves. Okay? Just isn't possible. So we want to do everything we can to get the other person talking about themselves and find out their needs before we start sharing about how awesome Advocare is. Okay? The other thing that's really important, why we're going to do this, is you have a really fabulous big line of products, correct? Spark's awesome, but there's a lot of other awesome stuff, right? And it's really important that when you're asking questions, so you make sure you present the product that's most needed by them. So let me give you just a tiny example. Me, for example, I happen to really be allergic to Splenda. It's not my friend. It makes me feel really funky and awful. I won't quit breathing or anything terrible like that. I just don't like how it makes me feel. So Spark isn't my friend where it is most everybody else's. So Jeanette would need to tell me about something else that's a better fit for me instead of wasting both our times telling us about how great Spark is. Okay? So that's just a little example. But it's really important that we find out what people need before we start sharing some products, okay? The other thing that's important is I bet you kind of have this base of products, Spark being one of them, that you tell most people about. But when you ask lots of questions and find out what their interests are, what their goals are for their health, you know, you have someone who's trying to lose weight versus someone who's running a triathlon. Those are two different products. Would that, yes, true? Okay, two different suggestions. So the more you know about them, the better you can make really good suggestions, and the more likely you are to have a customer versus if you just tell them about the stuff that you're excited about, okay? So we're gonna make sure we always customize it for what they need. So let me tell you about a couple fun questions that are all Advocare based, and we might even come up with a couple others for you as we brainstorm. But the whole goal is to find out what they need so that when you're moving forward, you always tell them about the perfect product just for them. So one of the things you can ask is, what part of the day is your energy the lowest? That's a great one to start out with, right? Okay. Some people just can't get going in the morning. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't get that whole thing. But for some other people, that's a major deal, right? I love that joke that goes around with Glinda, and it says, you all can come out now. I've had my coffee today, okay? Or it would be, you need to change it so it says my Spark, okay? So whatever it is, some people it's at 3, 4 in the afternoon. Sometimes it's morning, could be something totally different. Especially if you have people that like work night shifts or odd shifts like that. Okay, what do you currently use to boost your energy? So that gives you an open to understand what they use. For me, if you go, you probably use those Monster drinks. No, don't drink any of those. You need to ask them what they drink. You need to be curious versus trying to lead it and trying to assume, okay? Because it's real easy to assume if you do something somebody else does, but that's not always true, okay? So you need to be truly curious because you have those that love the 5-hour energy drinks, those that love coffee, those that love, you know, their Diet Coke. Everybody has their different things. So find out so that then you can have a really good discussion with it and relate to them, okay? What area of your health would you most like to improve? Now, I really want you to listen to how I say that question. It's not what area of your health do you not like, what area of your health is bad, whatever, okay? It's not a negative word. We want to use this very forward motion, improve. What would you most like to improve? Because if you say what area of your health don't you like or is bad or not going well, it can easily turn into this person venting and venting and venting and telling you how every horrible thing that's wrong with them, which we do want to find out what's wrong. But when we talk about improving, those are the things that they're more willing to like consider having a new idea for. And that is a product you'd want to bring up, okay? So that improve versus what's bad or what's challenging, that makes for a much more effective conversation. Did that make sense? Okay. All right. The next one, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your current weight? Okay. That one's pretty non-defense. That one's not going to make people as defensive as how much weight would you like to lose? Because some people may be perfectly fine being, you know, curvy and fabulous. Okay, that's okay. But then you'll find out where they're at on a scale of 1 to 10. What specific fitness goals or athletic goals do you happen to have? Okay, especially this is a great one if you're talking to somebody at a gym because they're proactive about it and you can see they're proactive about it. Whereas someone you don't know if they're a couch potato or if they ever exercise, that one might be not the perfect question. It kind of depends on the person and where you're at. But your fitness goals are great for if you're talking to people at the gym. Okay? Let's see. If you could get off one medication, what would it be? If you're wondering if there's any way to get off that. Okay? What makes it most difficult to eat healthy? How many people say it's time, the fast food restaurants, preparation, and you guys have these you have bars and all sorts of stuff to make it easy for people to have a meal on the run and still be healthy, correct? Okay, so that's a great door to open and find the need there. And then what family health concerns are you trying to prevent? How many of you all, you know, like my grandmother had sugar diabetes. I happen to have really low blood pressure, whereas my husband, the other way around, he has higher blood pressure and that runs in his family. So everybody has something different. So understanding what people are trying to prevent is a great one to have a conversation and get them motivated about becoming healthier. Okay? So which of these questions like hit home with you? Which of these questions would you love to ask? You know, if you thought about someone that you've talked to in the past, man, I wish I would have had that question to ask. Which one do you relate to most? Zach and Alex, which of those questions do you like the most?
I like the on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your current weight? Because I'm always like, how can I ask someone about their weight without being offensive, you know?
Uh-huh.
I like the way worded.
Awesome. Okay. What else? What other questions? How about Maria? Here, I can unmute you. There you go.
Maria. I'll go
Yeah.
for it.
Yep, you guys, go for it. I don't think the other Maria has a microphone.
Okay. I personally like the one of what do you currently use to boost your energy? Just because, you know, everybody I think is striving for more energy at some point of the day.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. What other questions? What's your favorite question, Ashley? Oh, sorry. Did you have a different one, Aldo?
Sure. Yeah, I like the specific fitness and athletic goals you have.
Mm-hmm.
So I hang out with a lot of soccer players and people that like to be in fitness.
Awesome. Perfect. Cool. So do you play soccer on a regular basis?
I do, yes.
Cool.
Every time I get a chance.
Awesome. Very cool. Perfect. All right, Ashley, what's your favorite question?
Can't hear her.
Yeah, your microphone doesn't like me, Ashley, and I don't know why. I know you're soft-spoken, but I don't think you're quite that soft-spoken. Say it one more time.
If you could get off one medication, what would it be?
The medication. Okay, awesome. Perfect. John, I'm going to unmute you. What's your favorite question on there?
I was going to use the energy one. I actually just had an incident with M&S line to where I brought that question up to her as far as her needs and ended up selling her the MNSE because of her need for energy.
Awesome. Great. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Oh, we lost where Julie went. Okay, that's okay. Adelina, am I saying that right? My friend in Utah. Tell me, what was your favorite question?
Adelina.
Thank you.
I did also like the weight one, just because weight is a touchy subject with people, but I also like asking them for their energy beforehand, kind of like leading into their weight one.
Right.
That would be a good idea.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so let me tell you. Yeah, go for it, Zach.
I like the what's one area of your health you'd like to improve, because you might ask them what's one area, but that might bring up more than one area.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason why we say one area, people don't like it when we assume they have problems, so we minimize it, even though we know there could be 5. We go, oh, what's that one thing, that one little thing? And they're like, well, actually, and what we want them to do is to complain, vomit on us so we can have all the stuff to fix. But we want it to sound like we don't assume they have problems, even if we're looking at them and they're 100 pounds overweight and they're smoking and they're puffing and puffing and have no energy. Okay, we still don't get to like, hey, you're looking unhealthy there. Nope. They have to say it themselves. Okay, you cannot. It doesn't matter if it's makeup. It doesn't matter if it's Advocare. Like, it doesn't matter what I sell. People want to talk about their own problems. You can't bring it up to them. Okay, you just can't. Just people don't like it, but they like to vent themselves. That's okay. So one of the things that's important to realize is that people trust you more and they buy more when they've got to talk about themselves. Think about the last time you met someone and they were just an amazing listener and you're just like, oh, wow, I just really like them. I just really connected with them. It's because most of the time they were really good listeners, not because they did all the talking. And so that's what we're trying to establish. I'm determined to change that culture that people see network marketers as pushy salespeople. I'm like, no, it should be the best listening, most caring, most helpful individuals out there. And when you ask these questions, that's what you become. And the fun thing is your sales go up because you really make sure that they're getting exactly what they need. It's pretty fun. Okay. Now, the other thing is it is awesome because your sales do go up and people aren't as likely to impulse buy. Okay. Now, as much as I know you all love your Spark, the thing is, if someone's just buying it out of oh, that sounds like a good idea, and they take it home and they don't use it, it won't do you any good because they need to consume it to then need to buy more. So when you've had this nice open conversation and you find that thing that they just desperately want to try, which may not be Spark, it might be a different product, we just want them to take home what they're most likely to consume. Does that make sense? Because then they will buy it again, and they will buy more, and you're more likely to get referrals, and they're more likely to become business builders. So you got to understand, as much as you love Spark, you've got to make sure you're giving that when it's the right time. Give them the right sample based on other situations. You can give them a Spark and the other perfect thing, but when you're asking these questions, you're going to increase the number of people you sell to by about 25-30%, because you're not going to lose those that for some reason wouldn't do Spark or like something else, and you'll sell more product to the people that you're talking to. It's really amazing what happens. It's pretty fun. Okay. You're also able to upsell more. Upsell means you add a product that, you know what, because you mentioned this, you might want to try this too, or the next time they reorder, then you add that one on too for them and help them order that. Okay. All right. So let me tell you a couple different places you're going to use this. Let me ask you, how many people use social media to build their business? Anyone here social media? Do you post about Advocare before and after results? Not really, not
Yeah.
a little bit? Okay.
A little bit.
So
yeah.
A lot of you didn't say too much, but we're going to talk about it just in case you decide to, and plus because it's recorded, and in case other people who watch it use social media. One of the things that's really, really important is when on social media, you get that person who's interested. You either do a before and after, or, a success story, or here's the benefit of this product, or something like that. And someone makes a comment or likes it, and you try to start a conversation with them. So most likely you would private message them. And so often the tradition is, hey, I thought you liked that. I'd love to help you get some Spark, da, da, da. Why don't you go see my website, watch this video? Every company has their thing. And we kind of like dump all this stuff on them. Stop! Okay. We want to ask them some questions first. Hey, what made you like that? What made you kind of interested in what we commented on? Tell me a little bit about your current health goals for 2015. Tell me what you use for energy. It's kind of fun to see what different people use to keep their energy up. You want to ask lots and lots of questions. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have started a conversation on social media and had it die? Like you're like, they disappeared. I have no idea where they went. They quit talking to me. Has anybody had that happen? Okay, so let me tell you, I will bet you money on this. If you go back and look at the last thing you said to them, I'm going to bet you money it ended with a period instead of a question mark. Okay? If the last thing you said was a statement and they had no motivation to reply because you didn't ask a question, it just dies. Okay? Really, really important. Now, they may ask you a question and you have to answer it, but you're trying not to mention prices or send them to websites. The goal needs to be to get them on the phone. Now, if you ask enough questions to show that you're really interested in their health needs, they'll keep going. You'll go, you know what? It's going to be a lot easier to explain what would be a best fit for you. Can we talk on the phone for just a quick minute? The whole goal needs to be to get them on the phone, okay? Or face-to-face, but on the phone and then move to face-to-face. Now, I can tell you, I use Jeanette as my example for every company out there. I'm like, if you think you're going to make a ton of money on social media versus having connections and being on the phone and face-to-face, like the person I know that makes the most money in this industry does not spend all their time on social media. I can tell you that right now. It's about those interpersonal connections. It's a great place to find leads, but not to actually close a sale. That's the difference that people are misunderstanding. You're not necessarily going to close sales on social media, but you can find new people on social media. Does that make sense? Do you feel the difference? Okay. So if you want to be effective on social media and that's your thing, that's fine. But the goal needs to be to get them on the phone. Okay. So when you ask those questions, then you ask for their phone number. You can move in to then talking more about the business and these things, but asking questions. So, but the conversations are a lot less likely to die if you ask a question. Like if they say, well, tell me more about the Spark stuff. What's so great about it? You'll tell them a couple little details and go, hey, what are you using to boost your energy? Okay. Always end with a question. And it takes a little practice, but keep these questions right there with you by your computer. Or if you're texting, that's another conversation that can end and you have no idea where they disappeared. Look at the last message. It probably ended with a period instead of a question mark. Okay. It will pull people, make them want to respond when you ask a question. It's kind of cool what happens. Okay. The other thing you want to do with questions is like instead of asking, can we meet? Do an optional close. Could we meet tomorrow or the next day? We want to do something where we're giving options instead of just a yes/no answer or yes/no question that would result in a yes/no. Would you like to do this or do this? Would you like this flavor or this flavor? Would you like me to bring it to your work or send it in the mail? Okay, it needs to be or yes, two different yes options, not a yes or a no one. Okay, that will also increase your closing rate. Okay, so same thing goes. Some of you do, who does expos? I know Alex and Zach are doing one with Jeanette. Has anyone else ever done a booth or ever planned to? Yes, Ashley, you have? No, not you guys? Okay. One of the things you have to realize is if people come to your booth, if you start, hey, can I tell you about this? And you're the one talking, have you ever watched people kind of go, yeah, okay, and they're like half walking off while you're talking to them? But if you ask them questions, nobody walks off when they're talking about themselves. I can guarantee you that. People love to talk about themselves. They will stay planted. They'll keep eye contact if they're the one talking. Okay, so that's the other benefit of these questions. It keeps people in your booth. Okay, so every area of your life. Now we're going to talk about family and friends. Okay, how many of you still have some people on your warm market list that you haven't talked to yet? You just haven't quite had the nerve to yet, or it just hasn't been the opportunity? Who here has that situation? Anybody? Do some of you have a couple people on your warm market list you haven't talked to? Okay, couple. All right. So let me tell you how this goes and how you're going to preserve those relationships. Because, and I don't know if any of you have had this situation, but you want to know this, whether it's for yourself or for new people you bring in. You want to be able to teach them how to do this. Because it breaks my heart. I swear it's one of the most painful things I hear when somebody tells me, I have friends and family that don't talk to me anymore because they think all I'm going to do is talk about my product. Okay, it's with every company. It's not just Advocare, but I've heard that happen. Have all of you either seen that or felt that yourself? Okay, because sometimes relationships get kind of weird because they misunderstand. You love them just as much and you're excited and they're just not on board. Okay, so let me tell you how we're going to do this. So one of the things that it's important to understand when you go out to talk to somebody that's a friend or family that you know and love, and you're excited, like Zach, you're excited, dude, okay? But when you're talking to someone who's not familiar with it and has no idea why they should be excited about it, you kind of have to bring it down a little bit, or you're going to come off like a salesperson from the very beginning. Okay, so if you're someone who like gets a little more excited when you have something going, some of you are a little more neutral and you just wouldn't ever do that. But if you're the like, woo, I'm so excited. You got to see this new stuff. Like, first of all, don't take any spark before you go have the conversation. Okay. And second of all, just realize you've got to talk on the level and the kind of tone they're talking on. And then you won't come off like overly, you just got to buy my stuff. All right. That's what we're trying to avoid. Because I know you all just care about them, and that's why you want to share it. And there's knowledgeable and enthusiastic, and then there's overly excited that turns people off. Right? Okay. Like I said, this may not be how you would do it, but you need to be able to train your team members to do this, okay? So tell them to make sure you bring it down and not be overly excited. But what they need to say is, hey, you know what? I'm trying this new thing, and it's helping me a little bit with my finances and my health. It's not for everybody, but I'd love to just ask you a couple quick questions and see if maybe there's something I should share with you. Is it okay if I ask you a couple quick questions? Okay, so that's where we're going to start it. Instead of, I'm so excited about this thing I got to tell you, and then we just blah, 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 talk too much. Okay, we're not going to sell vomit. So then we're going to pick some of these questions. Okay, hey, I'm just curious, if there was one area of your health you could improve in the next 90 days, what would it be? And the thing is, sometimes it's going to be a little sensitive if they're family or friends, because sometimes you already know, maybe they've been talking to you about their weight, or maybe they've been, mentioned that they've gone on a new medication or something like that. So we've got to be really, really sensitive to this. Because even though our friends and family are the ones we love and trust the most, sometimes it's the relationships that can kind of explode the easiest, okay, if we're overly sensitive about something versus a stranger. We know that's just them. We don't care, all right? So asking them a little bit about their health, a little bit about their energy, asking them a little bit about medications. We can ask these questions and find out. And then, can you see, they got to talk and you got to talk, and you can kind of go back and forth. And you can say, you know what, I think there's a couple products you might want to look at. I'd love to see if what's been working for someone else might be a good fit for you. And you say, can I either show it to you one-on-one, or do you want to come to this open house or mixer or whatever you want to call it and try a few things, okay? Then you teach them how to do that optional close, not do you want to try it? No, okay? Do you want to sit down one-on-one and I can show you some stuff, or would you like to go to a group thing? Or can I bring you a sample? Or, can I mix you up a bottle thing and bring it to you? Or would you like to try this flavor or this flavor? But we want to train them to give optional closes from the get-go, because they'll close more deals. Because I can tell you the other thing that happens when you have brand new people, if at 3.5 weeks, I don't know why it's this number, but that's about where it is. At 3.5 weeks, they've started going through their warm market, and they've had a bunch of no's. Takes about 3 to 5 no's. All of a sudden, they'll say, everybody said no. I can't find anyone that's interested, because they've had a couple no's and it felt horrible. So then I don't want to talk to anybody anymore, okay? And that's how it feels, though. When you've had a couple no's in a row, doesn't it feel like nobody wants to buy this, okay? That's how you feel. It's not completely true, but that's how it feels that day. So we have to give them better tools so they're more likely to get yeses, so they don't crash at 3.5 weeks. Okay, it's really, really important. So we give them that, how to give an optional close. Now, if the person says no, you're just going to tell them, guess what? Some of your friends and family are going to say no. It's totally okay. You have a list of 100. It's no big deal. It's not a big deal at all. No matter if they say yes or no, this is the really important part so the bridges don't get burned. You switch the conversation back to something you would have been talking about anyway. Hey, so we getting it on, having our little cousin Easter egg hunt? Or, isn't it nice, the weather coming out? Or what are we doing for Susie's birthday on Saturday? Or whatever it is. You need to go back to a neutral, normal conversation so they don't think that their relationship has been affected at all by whether they said yes or no to hearing about Advocare. Okay? And when they do that, then they can move forward. And you know what? They probably will be interested later. It's okay that it's a not now, but no matter what the answer is, just go back to a regular conversation. Keep the, excitement in your level just as normal as you would have been, and that really preserves things. Okay, and I've heard a ton of leaders say, wow, that's a good thing to do, because we've seen people overly excited and then kind of push people away a little bit. All right, so let me repeat that again. So we're just going to say, hey, I have this new thing I'm doing. May not be for you. It's totally okay. Can I ask you a couple quick questions? You go through some of your Advocare questions. Hey, you know, it sounds like there might be a couple things you might want to try. Could I meet with you one-on-one or in a group? Or if it really sounds like there's plenty of interest, go ahead and try to book a 3-way call. That works too. But there needs to be lots of interest, okay? If there's just minimal interest, get them just to start with Spark or something that's a good fit for them, okay? And then go back to a neutral conversation. So when you give your new people these little steps, you can help them have a much more successful start and help them jumpstart and make more money and have more contacts and get going. All right. Now, these are the same kind of things you can do with somebody that you meet. That's kind of another class, but it's still real similar, finding new customers. And that's actually a class we have recorded that Jeanette can share with you. But this is a real simple way to keep people excited and get them moving in the right direction. So tell me what you see from this. How would this help a new client that you currently have? What do you like about this process?
Well, I think it takes the fear out of talking to friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
We call that relaxed intensity. When you're excited, but you bring it down. You're still excited, but you're relaxed, but you're intense, but you're relaxed. So people don't feel like you're jumping down their throat or they're going to disappoint you. You know, you're excited. You feel confident about what you're talking about, but yet they're more important. They get the message that they're more important, and it may not be for them, and that's okay.
Right. Exactly. Perfect. And that's what we want to do. Exactly. So what other thoughts do you have on this script? How do you see yourself using it or teaching it to somebody that you're working with? How about you guys? Alex and Zach, what do you like about it?
I just like that it's a set process, and like Jeanette said, it takes the fear out of not knowing what to say, and it gives you something to follow, and it gets other people talking about them so you know what their needs are, instead of like, oh, here, try Spark. And like if they're allergic or, they don't have issues with energy, you'll know that because you ask them questions.
Awesome. Well done. And it's also a good thing to role play this with them before you send them out. I know role playing makes us all want to just, but it really saves them with the person that they want to go talk to about it. Okay, it's better to be uncomfortable with you than to be uncomfortable with the person you're going to talk to. So that's a good thing to do also. So Alda Maria, how about you guys? What are your thoughts on it?
Sure. Well, I think there's simple steps, to do that we can teach to somebody else. I mean, we're gonna use them too, but there is to teach to somebody else. So I think the simplicity on it, that's good.
Good.
It'll make it more comfortable for everybody.
Yeah.
Because it seems natural to do it.
Yeah. It's a conversation versus a sell. I call it show and tell or infomercialing. So awesome. How about you, John? What are your thoughts on it?
I like the point that you brought up, and I've tossed it around a little bit of ending your conversation piece on questions, because I'm kind of just reeling back on some of my conversations with some people. Normally people that are coming to me anyways, they're coming for a reason of obtaining some sort of product from me.
Right.
But I'm seeing where you're talking about the fact that I know I've probably cut a multiple sale down by ending my conversation with not a question, as you're saying, and kind of with a period. So I'm kind of drawing that from you as more of a benefit for me to learn that process more of ending my statements with the question to keep the conversation going.
Right. Awesome. Well done. I like it. Ashley, how about you? You've been listening to me chat for a while, though. You've been taking a class with me. Any new aha moments for you? Oh, I muted you. Sorry.
Maybe I was messing with my microphone, but let me try this. I think this gives a really good template for me to share with a new person, you know, that I'm just bringing forward, and also invite template for them to share with their friends and family to get invites to a mixer. That's including challenges with having someone host a mixer.
Right. And this is great for somebody that new that you've met. This is a great way to keep it soft and plant a seed or get some information from them and contact them too. So you're right. Awesome. All right. So are you back with us, Julie? What are your thoughts on it?
Yes, I am. I love the question, the ending question. Even with friends and family that you know well, you don't always know whether or not they're comfortable in a one-on-one or in a group setting, and that's a brilliant question to ask to find out which they'd rather do.
Right, right. And my Utah friend, Adeline, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Julie. I definitely am going to be working on the question more than the statement. I know that I try also with my lifestyle, like with friends and family. I want my lifestyle to come across to them so they can be like, what are you doing? What are you doing that's changing? And so that they're coming to me with questions so that I can turn around again and ask them questions. I think that will help a lot.
Awesome. Well done. I like it. Awesome. So I love what you've all learned. Who's excited about these questions? Has that been an aha for several of you? Okay. I know Zach and Alex, you're addicted to my questions. You're so good at that. So one of the things, if it's okay if I can share with you real quick, these questions take a little bit of practice to get in the habit of, okay? It's just one of those things you'll start talking to people and you'll kind of go back into that infomercial or cell vomit mode, and we're like, oh, wait, we try to suck it back in, and we're like, oh, wait, ask another question. Michelle would say, ask another question. And so it takes a little bit of practice, and there's actually really great questions, both when you're selling to people, when you're trying to get people to come to a mixer, questions for recruiting, questions for, there's like questions for every different area of your business. And then we have like phone calling skills. And Alex and Zach, you want to tell them a little bit about how much fun? I teach a lot about goal setting. That's a whole nother piece to this. What is it about goal setting that you're having fun with? What's happening for you guys?
Just seeing it happen and having something to shoot for.
Mm-hmm.
Aimlessly wandering, working, I guess.
So you guys did a 4-week class with me and you started setting goals. How is your business, how's it improved in the last 4 weeks? Has it increased?
Yeah, it's at least doubled.
At least doubled?
Yeah.
Because you guys were going from about 1,000 to over 3,000 now a pay period, in sales?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think part of that too is posting those goals and posting those Post-it notes and stuff like that. Because remember how you were talking about earlier, sometimes we'll get a no or two, and then like a little seed of decay might try to creep in.
Mm-hmm.
About having those little reminders, is it gets your mind thinking correctly. It gets you thinking, okay, this is why I'm doing this, and no, I said it, and we're gonna do this.
Right. It's good positive energy. So I teach what's called a 90-day challenge that Ashley's been taking advantage of, and I think Alex and Zach, I think you're jumping on the next one possibly. And it's a ton of fun. Lori and Rod have been taking it with me, and they've really seen some amazing things with their business. It's 12 weeks. It's an hour a week. We do this thing called Zoom, And it's going to be on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. or at 5 p.m. You can jump on either, but it's also recorded. So you're welcome to watch it recorded if you miss it. That's one of the programs that we're going to be doing. That is just, it's really fun. It's amazing to see people totally take their business to the next level. And that program runs about $100 a month. You can either pay it up front for $300 or pay monthly for $110. Now, another thing that Jeanette asked me to do is to do a class just for you guys, a 4-week class. So if you're like, I don't know about that whole 90 days, and that's okay, because you don't know me very well. You know Jeanette better than you do me. That's all right. But we're going to do a 4-week class that's going to focus on helping you really zoom in on what your goals are, get your habits set. Because one of the things, Alex, when you say you and Zach, your habits have literally changed, like how frequently you talk to people and having those goals up remind you of what action you need to take.
Right.
Would that be accurate?
Yeah, less TV, more productive business on the calendar. Yeah.
In fact, I remember talking to you on the phone before you started class with me, Zach. He was so sweet and honest. He's like, I get home from work, I play with my kids, and then the TV's on, and then I just kind of forget to work my business. And he was so genuine and sincere and honest about it. And I said, I know, that's just your habits. That doesn't have anything to do with work ethic or desire or, education to do the business. It's just a habit that you're in now, but we can help you change that habit. And he's done it in just a really short amount of time, because he was kind of down on himself. I was like, it's okay, Zach, it's just a habit. You're still a really good guy. But you could hear that he wanted to do it. It was just kind of how the evening went, and that was just their regular routine, which doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's just unfortunately doesn't make you as much money if that was the current, system. I said, well, what if 2 nights instead of 7 nights, 2 of those nights you deliberately worked Advocare and that became your habit? And that was like his aha, like he was so excited about, you're going to help me do that? I'm like, yeah, I'll help you do that. Okay, that would be great. So sometimes it's just changing those habits, but we change them because we're focused on our goals. And then we have a couple other new techniques so that they know how to ask questions. They get more yeses. It's a lot more fun to work your business. So we're going to have kind of a little modified class that will just kind of be a jump start. And that one is $100 a month. So really, if you want to go for it, go for the 90 days. It doesn't really cost any less a month. But you definitely can do a jump start with me of 4 weeks. And it'll just be for Advocare people to get them going on their business. So that's something that we're going to do this month. So, and it will probably be Thursday nights at 6, probably the same time. I need to look at the calendar for sure. So those are some things coming up. Now, if you're interested in those, all you need to do is just, hey, Michelle, give me a jingle, and we'll chat and see what your goals are and see if either of those classes are a good fit for you, because we want you making far more money than that, okay? And you've heard from Alex and Zach, they've doubled their sales in just 4 weeks. I mean, my goal is always about you guys making far more money than I do, okay? I just want this to be a little investment. So does anyone here want to just have a quick chat with me about either of those programs to kind of get your business going? And while you're thinking about that, Jeanette, you've been using these techniques. Why are you passionate about this program?
Well, I'm passionate about it because I saw some gaps in our current training, and one of the gaps, and I've been training about this for about over a year and a half, is people learning how to ask open-ended questions. And so we've been training on that because that's so important, to be asking open-ended questions and to be connecting with other people. But we just didn't really have anything written down, like what kind of questions to ask and how, and some people don't like scripts, some people do. But it's kind of nice to have an idea of what to ask, so it's in your head, so like it's natural and it comes out your mouth. And so when I found out that's what you do, and you start working with Bob and I got really excited about that. And the other thing I got excited about was sometimes when we talk about the success system, we tell people, make a list of 30 people and then get us on the phone. And what happens many times is they say, okay, but what they're thinking in their head is, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. I don't know. It terrifies me. I don't know what to do. And so talking to them about that middle piece of how would you talk to friends and family, which we talked about tonight. How would you talk to maybe a stranger? How would you just be friendly? How would you connect with someone? We talk about that in these classes. How do you go from connecting to securing an appointment? And at the appointment, then you can bring in your sponsor. And that's the piece that's missing that people feel so uncomfortable about. So when I found out that's what you do, and we could make that Advocare, I thought, well, that's really great. So let's incorporate that. And then the final thing is what we were just talking about, work habits. That's what people ask me many times, how are you successful when you worked all the time and Bob worked all the time and you had 3 children? How did you make Advocare work? Well, it's because of my habits. I had only a little time, and by necessity, I had to create Advocare work habits because I only had a little time, and I was desperate to make income to get out of our situation. So I worked 4 afternoon at lunchtime. I'd make phone calls, and then 1 night a week, and then Saturday mornings, 2 hours Saturday mornings. That was pretty much, it was like about 4 to 5 hours a week of Advocare work time. And we were just, and Bob was also doing that with me. And so that's how we got to be successful. And we just had good work habits. And during our work habits, we had people to call, and we were intentional about what we were doing during those work habits times. And so a lot of times people just aren't moving forward with their business because they just don't understand that they need to set specific time aside and commit to that time, and then have specific activities to do during that time. And it seems simple, but it just, you don't think about it, because it's just a whole different animal having your own business and being in charge, as opposed to working elsewhere where they tell you what to do and you show up on time. And just having your own business, you have to start, you get to make your own schedule and decide how much you want to earn and how many people you want to talk to. That's the beauty of it, but that can be terrifying.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that I found I thought this would be very helpful for people in learning how to talk to people, learning how to talk to friends and family, learning how to get, connect from point A to point B of connecting with your sponsor, and then also creating those work habits so that you can be successful. Because when you earn income, you feel so successful, you want to do more. But if you're talking to people and they're saying no, and you're not earning any income, people quit.
Right.
It's too hard.
And how does the goal setting and kind of the tweak in mindset, how do you see that benefiting different team members?
Well, if they can duplicate that would be the goal, so that they can teach their team how to do that as well. Danny McDaniels always says we want to get people a win in the first 72 hours. That would mean we want to help them earn income in the first 72 hours when they want to do the business. And so how is that going to happen if they won't talk, if they are afraid to talk to people?
Right.
So, we want to get them a win as quickly as possible.
Right, exactly. And what are your thoughts on goal setting and that mindset to help people accomplish those goals?
Oh, goal setting. Well, that used to be for me, that was well, the first thing I used to worry about is if I set a goal and I don't reach it, I'm going to fail. So I think, and it's quite a simple concept, but I think a lot of people feel that way. And then I try to embrace the idea of making goals, but I didn't know how to break them down into daily activities, which would be your business habits, So learning how to do that, which is you help us to learn how to do that. For example, silver, if you like what people say, what is silver? Well, silver is a leadership level where you're earning about $1,000 a month. And what that means is if you want to break it down, you need to be at the advisor level 40%, and then you need to have 30 people, 30 conversations, and then hopefully 15 to 20 of those people will get on products. 7 to 10 people will get to, a higher discount level, and 3 of those people will get to advisors. So 3 out of 30 and want to build a business. Well, how do I break that down? Well, I kind of broke that down. So what could be a goal? A goal could be 3 or 4 meaningful conversations with people a week. And so that might require during your lunchtime hours, you might call 4 or 5 people to connect with one person. So we can help people bring it down to small daily activities. It makes it doable.
Right.
Instead of thinking, oh, I have to talk to 30 people. I can't do that.
Right. But in addition, it seems like when we set our goals, it's funny how when we're putting forth effort, how also it seems like people are kind of drawn and come to us. Right.
Right.
So it's really amazing when you write it down and you're in the habits of writing it down. Even the smallest goals on a weekly basis, there's more momentum, and you don't feel like you're pushing it and forcing it as much. It actually flows better. You're still working hard and smart, but it's more enjoyable. It's not quite as scary. You have a little more hope. Would you agree, Zach and Alex? That's kind of what's happened for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we just see it going up and up from here on out. Definitely.
Having that hope is huge. You guys you guys didn't have that hope 4 weeks ago. I mean, it's really fun to see how much more confident and belief you have in what you can accomplish now. It's exciting.
Well, yeah, because I used to just go Drew Brees, period. or here was my open end: Drew Brees or Jason Witten. Which one you want?
You're so cute. Ashley, it's kind of hard to hear you on your microphone. Have you enjoyed the 90-day challenge? Can you give me like a big smile or a thumbs up or something you liked about it?
Very much. I've really enjoyed being able to stay on track with my business and my goals, and it's hard to focus. I declare and habit, so it's been really great for me, and I'm excited to get through it all.
Awesome. Very cool. All right. So does anyone, we have Maria and Aldo, and we have John, and we have our friend on the phone. Does anyone want to have a quick conversation with me a little later about some of your goals and what you want to see happen with your business? Just give me a quick wave. Yes, Maria. Okay. Here, I'm going to show you this. Anyone else while I'm writing down names? I know you guys, did you put your phone number in when you registered? Would that be a good phone number to reach you at? Yeah? Okay, I'll give you a call there.
Yes, that's a good number.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, Adelina or, who do we have down here? We have Maria Smith and let's see, who else did we have? And I remember her name, Julie or John. Would either of you like a quick conversation?
Yes, this is Adelina.
Okay.
Is that the number? If you have my number that I dialed in with,
yep,
that's a good number.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Anyone else?
I can't tonight. Not tonight.
Oh, it doesn't have to be tonight. That's quite all right. Would you like
Julie?
Okay, Julie.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Any other questions for me? Anything else I can do for you? Here, I will show you your phone, your screensaver. Can you guys see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And actually, I had her redo it. I just realized this isn't the right one. I put the 2 questions together on energy. There's one other question. But we'll get that sent out to you so that you can save that on your phone, and you won't ever talk about Advocare until you ask a couple questions first, okay? And you'll watch your sales go skyrocket. Is that fun?
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
It'll fit on your little phones. You're very welcome.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, so this will be recorded. So if you have team members that you think should see this, or if you need it in the future for a new team member, we have a couple Advocare calls all saved on